Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about whether it's better to invest in silver, coins or bars. Which one is better for you? But first, if you do me a great favor and subscribe and like this video, especially if you find my videos useful, I would really appreciate it. Let's go right in. You might be wondering if you're new to silver. Should I buy some coins or should I buy a bar? Well, there is actually no right answer to that, unfortunately. It depends on many different things. So the first thing is your budget. Now, the spot price of silver is around 28 US dollars an ounce. So if you buy a 1 ounce silver coin, you would expect to pay between $35 and $40. That would be the standard price for something, say, a Britannia or Liberty Eagle. If you're interested in buying any of these, then check out my other videos that I made on the 1 ounce silver coins. Another thing would be the tax, depending on where you live. Now, for example, a lot of these coins, for example, the Liberty Eagle, it has a face value of $1, $1 US. Also, the Britannia, that has a face value of £2 British. Now, this face value acts as kind of a safety net. So if something terrible did happen and the price of silver shot way down, let's hope it doesn't, but at least you would have that safety net there. So it will always be worth, say, £2 or $1. Now, you might be wondering, especially if you're new to silver, well, why are people selling, say, $1 Liberty Eagles for $40, even upwards of $40 sometimes? Well, this face value actually has nothing to do with the value of a coin. So say, for example, the spot price is $28. You're paying a little bit over spot because it has the collector value, it has the design, all sorts of different factors I explain more in my other videos. But don't confuse that. Although officially you would be able to walk into a shop and say spend $1 or £2 if the shop would allow that. But in reality, you would not want to do that because it's worth far more than that. And that actually brings me neatly on to my next point in saying how liquid something is. So if you want to go into a shop, they would probably look at you as though you're a little bit strange if you try to buy something with an ounce of silver or a bar of silver. What you need to do first is find someone who's willing to buy your silver and give you some money in exchange for that, some fiat currency, say $30 or $40, and then take your dollars, euros, or pounds into the shop or into the bank. So how liquid is it? Well, the coins are much more easy to sell, especially the Liberty Eagles, Britannias, the Australia ones as well. If you go on eBay or other sites as well, you'll generally find someone who's willing to buy these because they have a collector value. People are always after them. So say if you buy a tube of 25, I'll show you an example where you're able to do that on one of my shops here or also on my website, buysilvergold.org. You're able to buy a tube of 25 here. Say then if you had an expense, a bill that you need to pay, or the price goes up and you want to sell, well, you could just sell one or two of them or more if you want. But if you needed to access the money, say to pay an expense that you weren't expecting, maybe you could just sell 5 or 10 of them. And it would be fairly simple to do that. With a bar, it would not be so simple to do that. You're stuck with one big bar, and also it's harder to transport, it's harder to ship. You might need to pay more shipping, depending on where you buy from and where you live. And then it might be hard to sell and transport to the person who wants to buy it from you. And you wouldn't be able to take, say, a 100-gram bar and split it up into pieces like you would be if you bought a tube of 20 or 25 coins. So as always with investments, silver or gold, it's best to diversify and have a mixture of both, is what I try and do. I have most of my wealth in silver, but I do also have some gold. it's good to have a mixture and just see what happens. I mean, coins, the price does go up and down. You sometimes do find people on eBay who say they're missing 1 year from a set, and they're willing to pay over the odds for that coin that you might have sitting around at home, especially if it's a limited mintage. So that's the same with any assets. The less there is of something, the more value it has. The other thing is that only governments are able to issue legal tenders. So say the Britannias that are worth £2, the Liberty Eagles that are worth $1. Again, if you want to buy any of these, I'll put the links in the description below. So that's what makes them more valuable as well, and then gives you that safety net just in case anything bad happens. We never know for sure what's going to happen in the future. Any investment is a risk. But because of these safety nets, silver and gold are generally considered fairly safe investments. So that's all for today. If you'd like to know more about silver or becoming a member, or if you just want to make some one-off purchases, we really do have coins for all budgets. So that's another advantage of coins. You're able to set your own budget. We have the smaller ones are half an ounce, and then they go all the way up to buying, say, an ounce of gold, which is a lot more expensive. So we really do have something for every budget. If you're interested, I'll put the links to the shop below, and please do like and subscribe the video. If you have any questions and you'd like to learn more, then feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, or subscribe to the newsletter, and then I'll have your email address, so we'll be able to talk that way. But for now, have a great rest of the day, and I'll be back with another video soon.